Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah, I sometimes do marathons of them. They're just so bad. It's pretty good.
All right.
Oh god.
So moving into picks. My name's Colossus, and I'm joined by Miss Fish. And in absentia, we have Clerical Error, who's currently subject to terrible power conditions in the Northern Territory. So, GG. Had some interesting bands. Got Urgot band, Scion band.
It's USA.
USA. Good point. Good point. USA.
I do that sometimes in ranked fives on purple. Also, it leaves up lots of OPs
Yep.
because they can only pick one and you can pick two.
It's true. It's a good point.
Legitimate strategy, guys. Try it in ranked.
Yep. No, I've done that before. You know, if you got, like, particularly when there's like a couple of really clear OP champion, which I don't know, what are the really OP champions at the moment, in your view?
Nidalee Maokai in the top lane. Yasuo mid.
I think Cleric would say Zed mid as well.
Tristana.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't really seen Zed that much in solo queue yet. Tristana for sure. And then, like, basically every support is always worth a ban for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know.
Even Tarek support, Victor will be happy with that.
For some reason, supports are always just banned. Like Thresh, Alistair, Morgana, Nami.
Yep.
So yeah.
Actually, yeah, Morgana's a reasonably good band because once you get rid of her, there's quite a few more options for
Yeah, she just shut down setting team comps really hard.
Yeah.
Now, blue team has got some really strong picks with Yasuo and Tristana. They're just super OP on this patch. However, they did pick a full AD team, which is pretty bad.
Blue this is, sorry?
Yeah, blue.
Yep.
And Palpatine's just going for a full hook team.
Yeah. Hook City. Yes, I suspect those are people who I would be well familiar with who have changed their names. I wonder if Victor Bradley is currently available as a champion name.
I'm gonna check the OPGGs. See who they are.
Which is interesting because they've Urgot and Scion and Alistair exactly who they played when they played together. So I think it's Victor and his mates. Just a hunch. Just a hunch.
Do you know who TSI Brickherb IST is?
Who what is?
TSI Brickherb IST or something. That's
Dunno.
Kevin Bacon's old name.
Okay.
I really like Zyra pick with this team. Gives knockups for Yasuo. Gives some AP damage.
I mean,
Testing.
Hey, hello, Cleric.
Hey.
Good to have you back.
Right. I have located another place that has internet and electricity still alive in the city, so I am going to migrate with my laptop there.
Okay.
Are you guys going to be able to cast Game 2 without me?
I think we'll be able to do that.
I will be in for Game 3. I shall see
Awesome.
you guys soon.
Sure.
Nautilus is Victor Bradley. So here's Jack Nicholson.
Shh. Apparently we're not supposed to mention that. I'm just going to make a Smurf now. Don't mind me. I'm not going to cast this next game. Just going to make a Smurf. To take a community member's well-known community member's name off the board. The thing I wonder about the Zyra pick though and her knockup is the fact that the knockup's not to the end of the ability, so it's not, I guess, as useful as I guess an Alistair would be. That's a lot more instantaneous. That's the only real down. I mean, Zyra's actually, yeah, she's pretty good. I mean, if played well, she's got a lot of damage as well, which will go well with the Tristana.
And Sentient's really good at Zyra.
Yeah.
100 games or something in ranked.
I just noticed that the purple team don't actually have an AD carry, so to speak.
Thresh.
Yeah, like a traditional marksman, kind of unusual marksman.
It's pretty hilarious if he gets ahead though, because he just one-shots you.
Yeah, it's true. It's the getting ahead part is probably the real issue.
If they get some lucky hooks, they can do well.
It's true.
It's possible.
It's possible. In this wonderful game of ours, anything is possible, though. So, all right. So, game is paused for a second. There we go. 3 minutes. All right.
Talk about the podcast now or something.
Sure. Okay. So my name's Carrot Colossus, as I mentioned, part of the Oslo podcast. We are the oldest and best Australian League of Legends podcast. We record once a week on this channel, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you join us for that. We also then release the podcast on iTunes and Stitcher around about Thursday. Depends when it actually gets finished editing and all that. And it's myself, Clerical Error, who just ducked in to say goodbye, and he'll be back for the next game. And Vesper QT, we're the host of that show. We also have our sister shows, the Trinity Force podcast, which is twice a week, around about 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think it's 10. Yes, 11 a.m. And then on Monday at 10 a.m. is the T-Force LCS rundown, which deals with the NA and EU scene. So make sure you go to trinityforcepodcast.com, check out all the shows, and just follow it on this channel, and then you'll get all the updates of when we play, when we have all this great League of Legends content. All right, and back to the game. I'm going to be interested to see how this fiddle goes. Because one of the problems with the blue team is they haven't really got any tanks.
Depends on what Jax builds.
Yeah.
If he just goes Trinity Force, he can get pretty tanky early.
He can, yeah, it's true. But even just, the rest of them are very squishy. So, it's going to be real interesting to see how that goes with...
If Purple Team gets ahead, they can win. Because Zed and Pantheon will just blow everybody up.
Yep. Really, like the combination of the silence on Blitz and the depth charge with Nautilus means that they could be spending a lot of time just kind of standing there doing nothing. The blue team, that is. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing to see how that goes. Now, Scrub has just messaged me to say that this is Zed. He's having issues connecting, so hopefully it won't stop us from playing the game.
I really want to see Zed versus Yas. That's always an interesting matchup. Lots of dashes, and it's really close. Can go either way. I think running Exhaust as Yasuo and as Zed is actually really strong in that matchup, because it just means that you don't really die on V1.
Yep.
And it also shuts them down late games if they jump on somebody else. Like, Exhaust, I would definitely take on Yasuo. As Zed, maybe. But so that's what I would do in that matchup.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder... Yeah, I would just be curious to see how much damage a Yasuo can get onto a Zed before, because essentially, if he can take him out of the fight as soon as he gets his knock up, that's obviously going to be a huge advantage to Yasuo. I don't imagine he'll be able to really do that, so it will come down to sort of how well they each use their abilities. The other thing about Zed, if he actually gets, if Yasuo engages on him, is he won't be able to use his ultimate as an escape. So, yeah, it'll be interesting matchup. How about
I'd like to see the junglers going mid too, because they can kill each other so easily mid. So you always sort of want to gank volatile lanes that are snowbally.
Absolutely.
That's actually true of bot and top as well in this game.
I mean, I think in that regards, Nautilus is a much better pick because he's got much more reliable CC. Fiddle, I mean,
You
obviously,
really need 6 to gank effectively.
yeah. And even when you do, if you don't get it right, or if they're not in the right position, or if they flash away, like it can easily go against you. Where Nautilus, if he finds you, it's very hard to get away from him. Even if you flash, even if you jump away, the depth charge and the snares and the rest of it, it's very, very powerful combination. So, if I was Nautilus, I'd be looking to try and gank as much as possible in mid, to try and get that lane going because you just gonna be able to do it much more reliably. Having said that, Yasuo's probably got a slightly better trade potential early because of the crit chance.
The passive gives him a lead like level 1 and level 2.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say Zed has an edge in the lane, just from my experience playing it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the use of the shurikens is if you can use them effectively, it's obviously going to hurt him a lot. But Yasuo's got more mobility, so you can dash around a lot more. So it's kind of one of those things that it really is a skill matchup. And if you can use the skills right, he's going to do very well for himself, whoever gets that. All right, well, hopefully Zed is going to connect, because if he doesn't, then it's going to be very, very, very annoying.
Yep. Fiddlesticks can start wards because of his W in the jungle. So the normal start you see is like Dawn's Ring in a ward.
Yep.
So you don't actually need Machete, especially because you don't auto attack.
Okay.
So you go like Dawn's Ring or Amp Tone. And then you start a ward, and you go warding. So you can pull off like level 1 strats, and same with Warwick. Start wards with Warwick because he has really good sustain in the jungle.
So, that's right, because Machete doesn't. It's how does it operate these? That's right. It's damage reaction, physical damage, as opposed to fight.
Autos deal more damage, and it just doesn't auto in the jungle that much.
Because it used to be just a 5% straight buff or something.
Yeah.
To damage. Yeah, that's right. So it's going back to patch. I'm trying to think when that happened. That would have been patch 4.8 or something.
I'm not sure. So what sometimes I do, and it doesn't work, is I start a pink and I go and like drop it somewhere deep in their jungle where they're never gonna walk, so I can get vision for ages. Or like put it in one of the river bushes as well. Like that could have been a pink right there that Fiddle just dropped, and it would stay there for most of the game and protect his mid in the early game.
I mean, if I was purple team, I'd be thinking of going for a level 1 engage with all the hooks that you've got.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You really think you're looking to go for an early invade.
It can backfire against a Fiddle though, because what the pros used to do is they used to run like a full AP rune page and then start the game with like 80 AP level 1.
Yeah,
so if you tried to invade, he'd chuck his E and it'd bounce to your team and just like half health all of them.
Yeah, okay.
But he's not doing it this good. But I would probably invade with these hooks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's one of those things that if he picks his ability, then I'll just check to see if he has. He has picked an ability. He actually went for. Oh no, he hasn't yet. See if you do what a lot of people do, which is pick their ability, and he invades, he just have his drain, so that, that would be.
Did you see what just happened?
He hooked his own blue over the wall.
Yeah, they all hooked together.
Nice.
Oh, what? They're giving Blitzcrank blue level 1? I'm not sure what's going on right now.
Oh. Okay.
Secret tactics.
And he left the blue, the blue little one of the lizards from blue up. That's odd.
Oh, he's going for a level 1 gank because it's not. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. I don't think it's going to matter because they get the summoners.
And Fiddle can't steal his buff because he started red.
Yep.
and he's not hanging around still. Yeah, this is a big waste of time, unless they actually get some kills. Like,
Yep.
I wouldn't recommend doing this in ranked or something, because if it doesn't work, then you're just gonna be put really far behind. But if it does work, then that's pretty good for you. I'd just like to touch on the fact that Fiddle is now out of mana doing his blue buff, which is why Fiddles always start blue,
Yep.
because you just run out of mana in your clear. And also that way if you lose your other buff, you can still farm, which is
Yep.
why like Eve's and Moon's Fiddles always start blue. Oh wow, that's a nice gank.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be very successful because it's the issue with Fiddle is yes, he's got the fear, but once you've used the fear, that's kind of it. So that was a pretty good hook by Naught, but these guys are going for some first blood in the mid.
I wasn't watching it at all.
Yeah, basically Yasuo's been outplaying the Zed, which is I mean obviously these guys are friends and they're goofing around, but you know had he been in mid, they would have, I think they could have gone very differently. And now Fiddle's actually moving up to take the red.
That's good. Also, a thing that Fiddle did when he ganked is you should auto once to apply red buff before you start your drain.
Yeah.
So that way you get the slowdown.
So these guys are essentially going for some sort of 3-man strat in the top, and giving up the jungle, which is really well.
Yeah, that's pretty GG, I think. If
Yeah.
they keep doing this.
I mean, heck, he didn't even clear the blue buff properly, so the blue buff won't even respawn until he goes and clears that last little lizard. So,
I'm not sure what's going on there, really.
yeah,
Or how to talk about it. And Fiddlesticks is just camping top because he knows there's no chance of not being up there.
yep. I mean, it's one of those things that if all three of them were landing their hooks, or if all three of them were aggressing at the right times, then absolutely, they could cane this bottom lane. But I mean, Triss jumps, and
Zara's got plant to block the hooks as well.
yeah. So it's really not ideal. This Zed's already low again. I think he's just gonna have to back off because otherwise, as soon as Yasuo,
He's gonna back off because Yasuo's crit chance, and there's always the chance that Yasuo will like crit him 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Or some other unlucky.
But that and Yasuo's gonna hit 6 pretty soon, so
Yep.
yeah, he's already 6. So now it's really dangerous. He really should be backing out, because if he lands,
Yasuo can flash and then do the E onto Zed and do the little area Q.
yeah,
It's guaranteed to hit Zed, and then ultimately would kill him then.
yeah, that's it. So
Was
he can
that
actually
kind of hot
dash
zone?
because he can combo with the. Oh,
Because
and
that catches people off guard if you flash E onto them.
wow, it's so dangerous in his head right now.
I should ulti.
There we go, done. Oh no, there we got him in the end anyway.
Sweet. Yeah, Zed just needs to back off because he's losing. There's not much you can do in that lane when you're behind. The other
Yep.
guy jumps all over you.
Once the snowball starts, it's all over. Fiddle's clearing the blue buff, so yeah, I don't think this 3-man strat in the bots are going to pay off at all. I mean, and what are the other issues? Now we got some action because he's got the hooks, got the knock up. All right,
Well, it's just
is he going to do it? Yeah, looks like he's going to go down, but he still might get a kill because of that passive. So,
So close.
yeah,
Ooh,
nice.
that was a bit risky staying around. Thresh could have flayed just out of the jump there. As I
Yep.
said, like last week, you just wait just a little bit after the CC runs out, then you start your flay.
Yeah. Well, actually, Blitz could have. I mean, one of the things I think they both landed
yeah.
their. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh, he hasn't. He's not 6, but
minions.
Oh, the minions! The minions!
Minions.
Minions. Never underestimate those caster minions. They're nasty.
Caster minions especially.
Yeah.
Fiddlesticks shouldn't E this. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Because the wave was pushing towards him and it was gonna like freeze in front of the tower where it was. But it turns out that it's still big anyway. So he should just leave that, it's like really good now. Oh no. Now he's sort of pushing it back. I think that's a pretty big misplay. Because it's really nice to have the wave in front of your tower.
So just,
Because you'll see that when Triss comes back, it'll be pushing towards purple now.
So this is one of the. Oh, I think they're going to be able to get this blue, but oh no, it's not there because they don't have the timer because they didn't clear the camp. Which I mean, that was even if you're doing like a crazy 3-man strat, like that was just pure laziness, and it's just a huge mistake. Oh, this is going to see some burst coming out. So, just the Zyra is getting some damage down. Now something I've noticed that what's his name? Jack's on top. He's been diving in when Pantheon's had his shield up, his Aegis shield, and automatically using his empowered strike to then land, which of course blocks that shot. So I mean,
Does
just
the magic damage still go through?
I don't think it does. I think it blocks the whole thing because it's actually an on-hit effect.
Okay.
I might have to check. Oh, this could be a good gank. Oh, not
Oh.
wow! That was a great hook.
Oh,
It's gonna be 1 for 1.
Just a shot though.
Yeah.
Knocking him back into tower. That was impressive. Oh,
This
and
Zyra.
the Zyra cancelled the Pantheon's TP. Because
Oh,
Pantheon's just started TPing back to top. Straight away.
Nice.
So it's
That's awesome. That's really good. I didn't even notice that.
I just saw like the particles. I'm like, wait, did he just TP?
I think she's gonna pay for it with her life though, or at least the hanging around thing.
So the only way that purple bot lane can do really well is if they start getting kills like this. So this is really good for them. The Thresh gets kind of strong. Fiddlesticks should walk up through and send Wraiths to ult mid lane right now because it's pushed up and they can dive him.
I mean, one of the advantages you do have, I guess, with 3 tanks in the bot lane is you go for dragons a bit more easily. Oh, this is a good gank.
Wow, that was nicely played. Zed used his ulti to dodge the knockup. I think he's gonna get away. Yeah, that's the problem, ganking a lane that's behind.
Yep.
So there's the chance that he's gonna turn it around 1v2 or whatever.
So I mean, if we want to compare the levels, Fiddle is level 7, Nort is level 6. Oh wow, you didn't notice that ward, so you paid the price for that one. But yeah, he's gonna get hammered pretty hard before he gets there because the Fiddle's got the double buffs and Nort's got nothing. So, and basically,
Fiddlesticks can dive with ulti.
yeah, that's what.
I don't know why he's holding on to it. He should just walk up and press. Oh, the greedy recall. No. Oh, Fiddlesticks isn't maxing drain for some reason.
Isn't.
Yeah, you should always max drain on Fiddle
Yeah.
jungle. He's just not doing any damage.
What's he maxing? He's maxing. Oh, Dark Wind.
Yeah, you just max drain. And it makes it like basically impossible to 1v1 with a max drain. Maybe. Especially against junglers that can't interrupt your drain. Like, if a jungler can't interrupt your drain, they just die to you and he's standing on full health the entire time.
So Trista was easily able to dive there. I mean, she is. Oh, she's same level actually as Thresh there, which is surprising. I would have thought Thresh would be a bit further behind. In terms of CS, Thresh is ahead, which is again surprising. So he's doing pretty well, even though they've had this 3-man's bot lane for a while. Oh, nice. That was a great ult. I mean, basically with Zed now, you really want to be farming under tower. You don't really want to be leaving under your tower.
Instead of building offensively, he should go for Tarby.
Yep.
But in this matchup, if you fall behind, you don't want to build defensive because then you can't really do your job.
Yep.
Like outside of lane.
That's it. I mean, even though he's behind, he still might be able to blow up other targets, or when they get into a team fight, he could blow up like.
Once he finishes Blade, he can like kill anybody.
Yep.
But he should pick up Tarby just to try and survive lane.
And I mean, Zed is a really effective farmer under turret because of his passive. So I mean, that's one of the things the good things about going Zed is he can just farm that well under turret. So that's what he should focus on doing. Because I mean, even if you're behind, Yasuo can't one-shot you under turret.
And he can farm the range with shadows and shuriks.
Oh, it's gonna go down. See, if Trista actually moved a bit quicker to get engaged in there, I think that they might have actually picked up probably more kills than
Here
this.
comes Yasuo though.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he's gonna be able to get in now.
Oh wow, that was nice.
Yep. I think if they'd Trista had been there to do more damage in the follow-up, I think they could have probably picked up the. Wow, Yasuo's got balls. Is he going to do it? He's going to get out. Just
30 HP.
But they could have if she'd followed up with that damage when Fiddle jumped in. I think they probably could have picked up a triple kill, and then probably the tower and probably this dragon as well.
This is a good dragon call.
It is
Fiddle
good
and
dragon.
Tara, two of the best champions at taking dragon.
Yes. Having said that, if Blitz, it's too late now, but if Blitz and Zed had gone there immediately, I think they might have been in a bit of trouble. Especially since Zed's got his ult and he's got Ignite, so they could have dived in there. But it's hard when somebody's not really effectively warding. Blitz is going AP, which is kind of dumb. I mean, it can be effective, but it's not optimal, and he hasn't got a sight stone either.
Just go tank.
Yeah.
Nautilus has the side stone.
Oh, he does too. Yeah, sorry, that's true.
Double side stone. Bad at all.
Oh, I think you're dicing with death there, Panth. 2 levels ahead, and he's about 40 CS higher. I don't think you want to fight him.
Yeah, once Yas gets Shiv, he just becomes unstoppable.
Let's see if he's. Oh, see, I think he might have used that empowered strike on there, but I mean, it's probably getting to the point where he's. I mean, when you're a level ahead, I'd go and take this tower. I think you could probably do it. You just ignore the Pantheon. Yeah, that's a good move.
I don't know, man. That's a lot of damage.
It was actually.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Should've
Okay.
just waited. Also, I think you should go Trinity Force first. It's just way stronger overall than Blade, especially because you're against somebody who's not going to be stacking HP. Fiddlesticks is going to move up top.
Yep. Man, that Project Yasuo skin is so sick. Oh, here we go. That was a good use of flash. I think he might still get away though. Just,
Oh wow, he's going to get away.
which I guess probably fits into. Let's see, what's his? See, he maxed his Dark Wind, so that's probably what stopped him from getting that kill. He'd drained the whole time.
Drain just does so much more damage. And this always just crazy.
Yeah.
He's sitting on a lot of gold now. He should go back.
He's 8-0. Yeah. Zed shouldn't be anywhere near him. It's just as Steve would, if Steve was here, he would be saying, like we say every week, if you've died 2 times, don't go back to lane.
I think Zed can go back to lane. He just has to try and play safe and farm at the tower. because it's kind of hard to make plays on a Jax who will just counter strike your ulti,
Yep.
and bot lane was just big mid. Oh, goodbye Zara. Also nice.
I mean, ideally, with the lead that the blue have got, they probably want to press their lead by they're taking the fight to purple. So, grouping
Yeah,
up
just-
now is probably a very good idea. I think almost everybody went up in lane. Yeah, they pretty much did.
Except for bot lane. But
Yeah, bot
because
lane
it's
kind of went even.
triple people.
But I mean, that's Fiddle's a lot further ahead than Nautilus. I mean, Nautilus has got support. He's got the relic shield or the target. What is it? Is it relic shield? He's got the Tarkin's brace and the sight stone. So he spent a lot of gold in support items, as opposed to just straight up tank sort of items. Blitz has got himself an Athene's Unholy Grail, which is really, really odd. I mean, Blitz does have mana issues early game, but at this point in the game, you're not using them as much because there's less obvious targets, so it's probably a bit of a waste. Wow, I can't believe people didn't that Jax managed to avoid all of that. If Yasuo managed to ult, oh yeah, he didn't have his ult up. Oh no, his ult was up. He probably could have ulted all four of them.
It would have killed them all.
Yeah.
Just on his bot. Was the wave pushing it or something?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he just obviously thought it was a bit too risky to go in. So, I mean, they'll get this tower anyway. They're too low to hang. Well, they shouldn't hang around. They're just too low.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Beautiful.
There we go.
He's got the triple.
Triple kill. Pantheon though.
Oh,
He's
nice!
gonna get away.
And they got the tower. That was brilliant. His Yasuo's gone down, but
Quadra kill.
it's still impressive. And they're getting another tower in this bottom lane with this truce. I mean, this is how far ahead they are. Like they're basically 3v4 or 5.
They needed to get ahead with their cheese comp.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And I mean that's the way of cheese comps. Like cheese comps are just a bit like that. They they really want to try and catch people off guard, get the early lead, and sort of just rush to the late game ahead of everybody else. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So,
Did you see what Nordal said in chat?
no.
Some champs are really well designed, have great balance, and fit perfectly into the game. Yes, it's none of those things. So yeah, blue can just do anything right now. and
Yeah.
win.
I think it's pretty much over for Purple Team. I can't really imagine them getting back in, even if they manage to. I mean, none of the people who could go tanky are really tanky. Like Blitz is actually really squishy. Nort's only really starting to buy his first true tank item. He hasn't even completed a real true full top sort of.
And Pantheon's still really squishy too.
Yeah, and he's gone for a boots of mobility, which is really kind of not a great option.
Good Tabi against this team, or maybe even Mercs, because Fiddle Fear is just annoying.
Yep.
Because it lasts so long. Oh wow.
That was a miracle. Oh, not a miracle. It was a good
Victor
gank.
coming to save
It's a
the
good
day.
gank. But if the gank had not been there, he definitely would have died. But I guess he probably would have been backed off as well. And I also, something else about Blitz I don't understand is he's gone for the Frost Queen's Claim, which is not a very good item on Elite Champion.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, really, there's only... Oh, wow, them
Wow.
hooks. That's
Oh my
what
god, Star's gonna get away after all of that.
Yeah. I mean, there's only a few champions that actually really do well with Frost Queen's Claim. It's pretty much Morgana. Zyra's probably another one. Annie. Karma probably as well. Sona's not so great because she accidentally procs it with minions, or interrupts it. So apart from that, maybe Nami, though. Nami, you probably could also go for a coin.
I think Quain's better. I don't really like Quain in lane. I think it's just really weak.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just my opinion. I'm like,
yeah.
In solid.
I mean, it's got the movement speed now, which is pretty nice. I mean, yeah, it is weaker. It just comes down to like how often can you proc the gold passive for Well, let's see
And
if
Coin's
switch.
definitely the best late game out of all of them.
Sorry, coin is.
Yeah, the talisman.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's Shirley's River is one of the best items that have ever existed in League of Legends. It's just a phenomenal item. Look at this. Look at these. Yasuo just smashed them. It's yuck. It's so gross. These crits. Oh, poor Kevin Bacon. He'll have to be footloose somewhere else.
Well, I think that's gonna be game soon.
Yep. I think the lesson right here is that if you got a cheese strat, you got to make it work.
Yeah, they probably should have waited in the end of the bush in bot and waited for them to walk into lane.
Yeah.
Them. Or something. I don't know. There's not much you can really say about it.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of builds,
I'd say that blue teams are mostly good. Actually, they're all the right items on blue team.
Yep. Do you reckon Leandri's on support Zara is worth it?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not getting even slightly focused, then get it because you just do crazy amounts of damage.
Yep.
Because all her plants pocket, so you can pocket on the entire enemy team.
Yep, that's true.
Otherwise, I get a bounties or something if people are focusing me for some reason, which sometimes happens.
That's true. I mean, probably the only thing that Zara could have gone for that she hasn't got is the Mikhails. I mean, with the amount of CC they have on the other team, it's probably not a terrible idea.
I don't actually build Mikhails in solo queue, just because I don't trust myself to use it properly.
Yeah, I'm the same. But it's there, and really, I mean, even though I'm bad at using it, I should use it better. I need to get better at it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
if I could use it properly, I would build it.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the problems about being support is you end up with 4 or 5 active items sometimes, and it's just, especially AP. You go Morgana, you got Mikhails, you've got Zhonya's, you've got Sightstone, you've got Frost Queen's Claim, and it's you just can't press button.
As well.
Yeah, and then obviously on top of that you've got all your own abilities, so it's what the hell can you do? It's LOL.
I would say definitely get Harvey against Yasuo. Oh wow, that's a lot of people dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zerkers aren't really good on Zed in the first place. If you want to go on offensive boot, you normally get CDR boots.
Yeah, it's actually not
They
bad.
actually give you more damage than Zerkers will. So, yeah.
Alright, let's go 2. Very brief 27-minute game.
How did it even last that long?
Can you explain what I wanted to... So, Quay asked about... so he was Pantheon. So what could have he done to have won that game? Let's see.
Not much, because
actually...
he got ganked by Fiddle a lot. I would say ulti gank mid, but Yas could have just ran and turned it around. So ulti ganking bot, which he did a couple of times, was really good, and probably the only thing he could really do to try and win that game.
Yeah, I think he was just a victim of the fact that he didn't have a jungler. That I mean, if he got some ganks early from Nautilus, I think that would have put him in a good position. I think his build, Boots of Mobility, is not a great item on Pantheon. If you really want to go for extra mobility, Boots of Swift is probably better, just because you want to be able to get around in a team fight. And the problem with Boots of Mobility is you've just basically got tier 1 boots when you actually get into a fight.
I just get Tarby or Mercs because they've got
Yep.
a lot of CC and they've got a lot of auto attack damage.
Yep. So we had an
Hydra first, like Tiamat into Brutalizer. I'm not
Yeah.
actually sure what you build on Pantheon.
I think Hydra's okay. I mean, Hydra seems to work on any of those sort of tanky fighter types where you build a Hydra and then you go sort of for Sunfire Cape and things like that. So that's probably not a bad item. The Guardian Angel's probably... I mean, it's one of those things you're trying to band-aid a bad situation. I mean,
It's not a bad item on Pantheon that gets
Yeah.
a lot of damage because you can ulti jump in, blow somebody up, and then
Yep.
it's kind of like an 80s Zhonya's.
Yep. I mean, probably the main issue is you didn't have much health. So, going for going something that gives you more health. I mean,
Should have
Sapphire
gone
Cape's not
Randuin's probably before the GA.
sorry, say that again?
Randuin's before the GA.
Yeah,
Would
that's
be
probably a
nice.
better option. Now, Chaos also asked about his fiddle. I think you pretty much did it right. I can't really think of anything else that you could have done.
He played
Um,
well except for not maxing W. That was
Yeah.
a mistake. And
Yeah, that's it.
when he tried to ulti in lanes, he just didn't really go to the right spots.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of tricky and secret ways you can gank with fiddle ulti.
Hmm.
You just gotta look at the map and try and figure them out, I guess.
I mean, basically any part of the jungle that allows you to press up as close as you can to the lane without being spotted is they're the spots you want to look for. I mean, actually, if you look for, I'm sure there's a video on YouTube that goes through it all. There's probably a very specific spot. So through the Wraith camp is probably a good one. And but I thought you did pretty well. And yeah, like Fish said about the drain, that's probably the biggest mistake. But I think your build was good. Zhonya's is
And
a
he
great
played
item.
well.
Yeah, played very well and made good advantage of the fact that Nautilus was faffing around in bottom lane.
Yeah, he gave Jax a pretty good lead over Pantheon.